What is going down, guys? You guys already know what it is. It is Woods. I'm back at it again with another haircut tutorial for you guys. In this haircut tutorial, we will be doing a major haircut transformation. We're basically going to be cutting all of his hair off and doing a mini afro with a low taper and a little curl sponge action at the end. But right here, it's time to go ahead and cut all this hair off right here, right now. Let's jump straight into it. So I go ahead and start against the grain, using my offhand to pull that hair back just so I can get that comb of the clipper guard in there as smooth as possible. But I'm pretty much just gonna go ahead, let you guys just sit back and watch me cut all this hair off, just because I feel like this is the real reason why y'all clicked on this video. So I'm not gonna go ahead and talk too much and let you guys watch. So you guys already know I'm evil. I had to throw that hair in his lap just to make my guy suffer. But right here, it's time to go ahead and hop into this haircut. So I took my guy right back to the wash bowl. And right here, we're just going ahead, picking everything out and drying it and prepping it for the haircut. Now right here, I'm really just using my curved shears just to clean up anything that the clipper didn't get. I'm really not trying to take off any length after this. I just want a nice, clean, even fro. Now y'all see my guy don't got no hairline, so now I gotta create one. So I grab those baby hairs and I'm combing them down, really not trying to grab too many of the hairs from the afro, and then I go ahead and cut it down with a 1.5 guard just to lay those hair down so I'm not chasing his hairline when I'm lining it up. Now we're doing the hairline prep using some holding spray and then combing everything down into place while drying it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the back since I'm waiting for the hairline to cure and make sure it's dry. So right here, I'm using the edges of my razor just to clean up around the ear, making sure I'm keeping everything as natural as possible. And when it comes to the nape line, it's really easy. After you go ahead and line up around the ear, you just search for the darkest point at the bottom of the nape and then literally connect the dots that you had already did around the ear and clean up any hair that's left over. And since we're in the back already, we're gonna go ahead and set in that primary guideline for the back taper. Well, since we already had our liners from line up the back, it's time to go ahead and just line up the front already. So now we start in the middle of the line, work our way to the highest side of his line, making sure that that is as straight and natural as possible. And then once you do that, you go ahead and work your way to the other side, not really caring about how much you're cutting off, because again, you've already lined up the highest side. So whatever is on the other side, it doesn't matter, it needs to come off. So as long as everything is as straight, as crispy as possible, you're all good. So when it comes to line up the vertical bars, I like to use the push method to find the darkest point on the vertical bars, just so you ensure you're not pushing them in too far. And then once you do, I like to use the chomp method to clean up any overhanging hairs that are hanging over that line. So how I like to go ahead and attack my C-cups is I like to create a starting point right at the start of the C-cup. Then I use the full blade of my trimmer to line up part of the beard and the sideburn to make sure that they both are going to connect evenly, and then go ahead and connect the points using the edge of it. I kind of connect the points and use my finger kind of like a protractor, like how I'm rotating, like when you use a protractor in school to create that circle. That's exactly how I'm kind of visualizing this C-cup. So now it's time to go ahead and set in the ball guideline for the low taper. I kind of like to set it in right where like your shades would sit, right at the top of that ear. Alright, you guys got to lock in because I blended out these side tapers fast. So right here I had my lever all the way open, went up about a ½ inch. Right here I have my one guard all the way open. I went up about a ½ inch, but I started to flick out just so I made sure that this was the last guard that I was using. And then right there I went ahead and closed my lever all the way. And I kind of just using my corners, just flicking out that line I had created with my lever all the way open. But right here, I am all the way closed, nudged at that bottom line, I opened it halfway, nudged at the line again, and then I opened it all the way up, really just detailing, using my corners, cleaning up any dark spots I was seeing. But when it comes to the other taper, I'm pretty much just going to go ahead and let you guys watch. Alright you guys, so now it's time to go ahead and do the back taper. And the back taper is the exact same steps as the sides, it's just you stretch out your guidelines a little bit more. And what I mean by that is, like when we did the lever all the way open on the sides, we went up a ½ inch. But now, in the back, we went up a full inch just because we have that much room. Right here I have my 1½ guard all the way closed, and I'm just going ahead and setting in that realm. I'm making sure that wherever I want this fade to stop, that's where I'm flicking out so I know what area not to pass with my smaller guards. Alright, so right here I have my one guard all the way open, and I'm going to go ahead and go all the way up until right where I was with that 1½ guard, and then right when I get to that point I want to flick out just to ensure I'm not creating any more lines. So right here we take off that guard and we close that lever all the way, and now I want to go ahead and just nudge right at that line. And right when that line starts to raise, like I said with the sides, you go ahead and go halfway, and then you nudge at that line again, making sure you're flicking out. And then I've already gone ahead, opened the lever all the way, and I can go ahead use my corners. I can detail whatever I want. And then this is the last guard, the magical guard, the guard that brings everything together, is the half guard. And if you need to, start halfway, kind of get a feel for the fade, and then slowly close your lever. Yes, finally enhancements. I feel like I've yet to show you guys many enhancement cuts, just because mostly I feel like my clients normally get natural haircuts. This client usually gets natural haircuts, but I ain't gonna lie, he was like, hey bro, since I did the cut down and yada yada, and we doing the video, go ahead and give me some enhancements. And I was very grateful he did, just because I want to show you guys more enhancement videos as well. I appreciate the natural cuts, but I also do appreciate my enhancement cuts. When it comes to my enhancements though, lay that card nice and flat, ensuring you're right where your line is, and then also angle your enhancements a little bit just so you're not putting it directly on it. You want it to kind of gradually spread throughout the haircut. But when it comes to my razor, I go ahead and lay that razor nice and flat, stretch that skin, and kind of just take your time and ride right up against that line, getting all the stubble that you might have missed. Alright you guys, so we are going to go ahead and curl sponge my guy up like I said in the beginning of this video. We're not going to send him out the door looking like he should be a part of the Jackson 5 group or Snowfall, like the guy Franklin from Snowfall. So right here we're going ahead and applying some almond avocado mousse. I like to apply mousse when it comes to me doing curl sponges, just because that mousse does leave that little bit of stickiness behind, and I feel like that's all my curl sponge needs to grab and create that perfect curl. And then when it go ahead and comes to the curl sponge, you literally just twist the hair, applying a little bit of pressure and going in the same direction. But guys, this is how my guy came in looking. He came in looking like he was homeless, like he needed some saving. But guess what? He came to the right chair, because this is how he ended up leaving, guys. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Like the video if you like the video, because why would you like the video if you like the video? You don't forget to go ahead and drop a comment down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. But guys, this is Woods, and I'm out.